Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We are going to do a traditional draft of the official Arena Cube, which is what it looks like behind me there, and that's why I'm doing it from the scene. But we are not going to do it from here. Rather than pay 600 gems or 4,000 of our gold for this experience to draft and then play against out-of-pod randos, I have checked with chat, and we have some volunteers to draft with me today and play best of three. Normally when I take on chat in drafts on this channel, I do it best of one because that gives me a chance to play everybody once on camera. I especially like that for our Friday chat gauntlets. It's kind of the official structure there, but we're midweek just kind of doing ad hoc here. And I was talking yesterday about how much I like sideboarding in Cube because of the nature of how, unlike traditional limited from a standard set, that is going to be various shades of mid-range, you really do draft aggro, control, mid-range, and combo in Cube, and that makes the sideboarding all the more important because there are just cards you have in control that you don't want against combo, that you do want against creatures, right? So there's a lot of play in the sideboarding if you give yourself a chance to play best of three, and I really wanted to do that today, but I would much rather play in pod, especially. It's going to be nice to know that all the cards we see, like if I draft, if we end up in red and I draft Embercleave, it's ours. Nobody else in this pod, we're not going to face an Embercleave. It's one of the, I don't mind playing against copies of cards I own in out-of-pod play Cube experiences. To have Cube, it is so much more important to have Cube available that I don't mind that little setback, but it is kind of nice. It's a really nice plus that it's a really authentic Cube experience to do it this way because the whole idea of traditional Cube is that there's only one copy of the card in the whole thing. So if you get it, it's yours and nobody else's. And so it can feel almost like, hey, that's my Embercleave that you're playing against me and beating me with. And I do like that we have that feeling here that my Embercleave is mine and mine alone. Of course, anybody can get themselves an Embercleave if they just hop over to cardkingdom.com. I'm sure that if they don't have Embercleave, I will donate something to the charity of your choice. Like, they just have all the standard staples in stock at this point in the cycle of things, and they should be able to help you build any deck you want. But Embercleave is just an all-timer. That's going to be a forever Cube card, you know. And if you want to, maybe you think it's going to be rotating eventually and you don't want to invest in it. Well, that's the kind of thing that I love cards that are good and standard. Like, you can get it right now and it's good, but you also just know it's going to be good like forever, right? It's just a reasonable card to have at your disposal for all sorts of fun Magic projects, and Card Kingdom is going to help you with that. Of course, they got their gift guide going right now. I've been saying, too late to get there by Christmas, but never too late to get you or someone you love a gift, right? These are gifts hand-selected by Tolarian Academy professor, the professor. And so check that out. And then, of course, also sponsored by Oni Spumoni of Spumoni Works. Oni is the designer of my channel, the graphic designer behind the Going Optimal Twitch channel. And he also has a merch store. And if you want to go help Oni out by checking out his merch, use the Go Shopping discount code to get 15% off that purchase and associate it with me such that it gets me some design time. Oni and I are trading. I'm blasting his cool merch, and he is in exchange going to help me with some design tasks around here to improve my channel. So we're doing a little bartering. You can help us out, and he's a great guy and a business well worth supporting. Help small business owners out there this time of year. Amazon's doing fine. Hook Oni up, right? You got it. Thanks, everybody. So now, here we go. We're going to hop over to the old left monitor and show you what we got with our setup. I have loaded the current Arena Cube in here. This is mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. Of course, you can find that link in the YouTube notes. It's made by Senryoku, and if you want to thank Senryoku for that, you can click the Buy Me a Coffee link on this page and toss him a few bucks for all the amazing entertainment his work has given us here in the form of this draft site. And I'm going to kick it off with a ready check. We're going to make sure everybody who's agreed to participate is at their computer ready to go. And then we're gonna get to drafting. I'm loving it. This is it's gonna be fun. I love drafting against chat. I love Cube, and I guess I should say hit the draft button. Come on, Ryan, get on it. It's on you, buddy. All right. Lots of fun stuff here. The stuff that leaps out at me in terms of linchpin for archetype type cards are Light Up the Stage for the low-down red aggro deck. This is just incredible card draw for that deck. Nightmare Shepherd to recur creature ETBs is extremely powerful. This is one of those cards that I find when it shows up and is, my opponent plays it, it immediately becomes the focus of my attention because I'm just like, well, we got to deal with the Shepherd or we're going to lose, right? So I don't, Shepherd is a fine place to start. Young Pyromancer, another great build around. The spewing of elemental tokens you can do with the Pyromancer deck are quite real. Treasure Map is a generically good 2-drop that can go in any deck, really, although it's a little better in Control. Gear Hulk, only green card here and quite strong. It can do a lot of stuff. I'm tempted by the Gear Hulk, partly because of the color cutting it represents, again, in pod play. Hedron Archive, nice generic ramp card, but it's colorless, but it doesn't go into every deck, So colorless doesn't always just mean obvious, flexible pick. It frequently means, well, yes, it's colorless, but it's a very specific archetype, so it's not as flexible as you think necessarily. I'd be in on Gear Hulk. I kind of am down to like Gear Command the Dreadhorde, another interesting build around that you could take and start with and make it happy. Oh yeah, sorry, I just didn't see it, Rob. I'm in a mode now. When I'm on left monitor, I really don't have much access to chat. I only caught one glance over there. You'll just have to wait. If it's blah blah blah, I blah 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 blah. Let's take Gear Hulk though. It's the only green card. It's really good. I don't know. Mind Stone, Gear Hulk. Whenever you're green, I do start to think about rampy type stuff, and Mind Stone is a great ramp spell. Sublime Epiphany is just kind of one of those blowout value spells. Like, it's 6 mana, do a bazillion things and feel like you can't lose. Thragtusk is super solid and would continue cutting the green, but it's the kind of thing you can wheel. I don't know how the table feels about Thraggy. I'm going to risk it. I would rather have something like Maze Mind Tome or Epiphany here. Go a little bit more controlling. Or again, the Mind Stone. Mind Stone's just so good. Boy, take the Mind Stone. I kind of want to go rampy today. I'm going to take the Mind Stone because I started on a green card and Mind Stone is ramp. Let's do it. I'm going to lean into the ramp, even though I think kind of abstractly Maze Mind and Sublime Epiphany are like better. I'm going to lean into an archetype. I'm not saying Thragtusk isn't good. I'm saying I see it wheel a lot. I mean, like, it's not that it's not worthy. We could absolutely take it here, but 2-drop rocks are the real deal too. I will stand by 2-drop rocks, especially if you're looking to do some rampies. It's like a one of them 2-drop elves, except your opponent can't kill it easily. What do we got here? Well, this doesn't look great for any place we've headed with in terms of green ramp. I don't see much in the way of, like, Garrick's Uprising technically plays into that, but I don't know if it's good enough here. Like, this was the kind of card I wasn't sure was good enough in like M21 drafting, much less a format as stacked as something like this. We could take something like Spectral Sailor, green blue ramp isn't the worst. You can draw, blue just giving green some card draw as a play, to make sure it has something to do with the ramp. Kind of like that. We could take a land. I don't like getting the armchair. Yeah, this is a weird one. Nothing here is great to me. Yeah, I looked at the land, or this land, both lands. There's a lot of land here that's interesting. This one's at least green, right? But I guess I'm something about green, white maybe it's my success with it lately has been pushing me away from it. Although this is a counter thing. We could take the land in case we do end up doing counter stuff. But yeah, exactly. Maybe I'm just a little gun shy on green-white. It hasn't even been terrible for us. It's just been super medium, right? We could take something like Sweltering Suns if we're rock-based ramp. You know, green-red sweeper ramp is not the dumbest approach. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. The Sweltering Suns and Sailor both kind of make some sense to me, but Sweltering Suns could lead to an interesting kind of situation where we're controlling with red early, and then making it to big green stuff late, and then you take a Royal Eruption here. But I like an Elspeth Conquers Death too in terms of being control-y. This is a real card. This is a strategy. Torrential Gearhulk still being here is eye-opening. Kind of want to go Royal Eruption to follow the Sweltering Suns pick, or just go Gearhulk. Yeah, Gearhulk plus Epiphany is bonkers. I think we take Gearhulk on power. This is just so powerful if we can pick up any kind of reasonable instance. And it's kind of rampy. You know, we got a 5 and a 6 here and a Mind Stone. Sweltering Sun cycles. If we get the fixing, he could even be Teamer, but I don't think we're playing all 3 of these colored spells here. Thanks for that follow. Let's see. Oh, Mentor hanging out, tempting the that counter deck again. There's a Neutralize, which is always super solid if you're in blue. Good to counter things. But if I'm leaning a little ramp, I'd probably just take Hydra here. Mammoth, also the other, like Hydra and Mammoth jump out at me. What do you all think? Like if we get Rampy, the Hydra is just great, and Mammoth, of course, being a fine spell land, you know, just super solid. But let's take Hydra. Is there any chance we wheel that Hedron Archive or whatever? Man, if we wheel big... Oh, wow, this is a good sign for us, because I want a lot of cards here. I like Escape to the Wilds, Shock, Savage Stomp, and Florahedron are all tempting here. We also, with the Gearhulk, could make an argument for Sphinx of Foresight or even Terramander. But I guess if we're doing rampy, yeah, we could just take Florahedron as a solid ramp. Escape to the Wilds possibly comes back, but we also don't know we're red. So I like Florahedron over the red stuff. Yeah, Florahedron is like the sure play. I think I'll take Florahedron as the sure play for where we're headed. Now we gotta, you know, but I like Into the Royal or the Wizard. I don't think we're gonna do the Oracle thing. So then I'm on Into the Royal, and then if we end up green-blue, Gearhulk Into the Royal, not great, because when you get a discount, when you get to cast stuff for free, well, let's see, you get to cast it for free without paying its mana cost. I think you can voluntarily, like if you have 8 mana, we could kick Into the Royal. Is that true? Maybe some smarter rules folks can help me there, but I believe that if we Torrential Gearhulk Into the Royal and have 2 extra mana, we can kick it. I think that's how that works. We'll take it. Well, Siege Gang still being here and Dragon Master Outcast kind of makes me think we are maybe supposed to be in the red plan, green-red ramp. I mean, powering out a Siege Gang with some ramp spells is also pretty good. Dragon Master Outcast can kind of be a win con if you can land it and they're not expecting it late. I think Siege Gang is the most interesting thing here to me. I'm not going to take reconnaissance missions. Sahili can do some stuff, for sure. We do have artifacts that we could make a copy of something, but I don't know. I think Commander's the right pick. We'll take that. What's this one? At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. Interesting. I guess that's here for hyper aggro. Wow, Young Pyromancer comes all the way back. Hedron Archive comes all the way back. I was wondering if this would, right? All right, we're doing it. Taking Hedron Archive. Let's get big. This is quite a trio of red cards. Somebody is getting the red hook up here, but I'm going to go with the kind of the plan I wanted to have anyway. Still kind of open as to whether we're green-blue or green-red, or potentially both, but no complete lack of fixing for that at this point. So I'm not trying to be, I don't want to be 3-color, especially given that all of our cards that aren't ramp are double color, 100% of them. Essence Scatter late, though, is really interesting. If this was the right Triome, I'd be all over that. None of this stuff, though, is... I mean, I guess Bastion... I don't think we're going to find room for Bastion. I think we need Essence Scatter here, and it's a little leaning towards the blue. And, like, getting a blue instant that's useful, always good with the Gear Hulk. And then, yeah, look, I was thinking about taking this Sailor before, so I think we're getting a pretty clear approval to go green, blue, big stuff. I want to get a few more instants for this Gear Hulk if we're doing that. Like the Into the Royal kicking is a nice dream and everything, and Essence Scatter certainly can pick off an extra creature, but we'd like some instant speed card draw, for example. Curiosity, it's not really a Curiosity deck, although we do have a Sailor. Might cut Marshall. Maybe we end up doing enough with artifacts and legends to play Traxos. Or, again, we're in pod. We could just cut the Benalish Marshall from someone. I don't think we're going to play Traxos. I don't think this is a Traxos deck. Yeah, maybe. All right, I'll take a card that might make my deck, but I think our win percentage may go up there if we just take the hate pick the Marshall. We'll see. We'll see if we face the Benalish Marshall today, and or if we play the Traxos. Right now, we're not playing Blooming Marsh. This is interesting. Shock still being here makes me want to try and hedge a little bit to red, but the Savage Stomp is good enough to take in our expected 2-color pair. King Coffee wants the Shock. Again, I think Shock is better, but I took the Stomp because of known color. We're doing that. Kogla is a nice place to ramp to. If we're the only one doing it, we could try to wheel that and take Sky Sovereign instead. But I don't think I want to risk that. This is kind of exactly what we want to do, so let's not mess around. Let's take the thing that is what we want to do. Maybe hope to wheel the Harbor. Yeah, we don't. If nobody's interested in our color pair, we might get this back. So let's find that out. But I like Kogla here. They generally don't put cards like Savage Stomp in a cube if there are 0 targets, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's a ton. It could just mean there's like, oh, it happens to be that there are 5 dinosaurs across this cube, you know? But there must be, or I don't think they'd include it. Questing Beast is indeed a beast, and I think is the pick. If there were a land that really supported our colors, I would consider it. Mouth to Feed is interesting, but Questing Beast is great at Planeswalker control, especially. Don't think we're playing Traxos, although this is a legend, so maybe it's possible we get there on Traxos. We'll see. Maybe more of a 6. Also, haven't seen much blue this pack, so still could end up red. I haven't pulled the red. And it's possible that Shock over Stomp will be something we wish we had. Yeah, that's what I mean. Gearhulks are historic. There is. That's what I mean. That we might still do Traxos. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Currently 6 things trigger Traxos, which not enough. But Brushfire Elemental for the aggro plan. Here's one of your dinos, and I think it's what we take. Solid card for this deck. And Dungeon Geist would be another consideration, I suppose. But I like the main deckable utility of the Brontodon, so we're going to take that. Golos. Is it too late for Golos? We are in green with 0 lands, though. Probably too late for Golos. Spire Bluff helps set up a potential splash. Seagate Restoration. Just a value card in that it's on a land, You think Golos is still the pick? It does ramp. It is technically ramp. I guess we can pick up Golos, and if we find that the 1-card combo, is that in here? I know it was in David's Cube, but there's like the single land that filters for Wooburg that you can go fetch. Cloud Blaze are also interesting, although we don't have any leaning towards white yet. Cascading Cataract, yeah, is that in the cube? I don't know. Well, I'll take Golos on spec. We'll see. Ronus. Temple here, though. I think we just probably take the Temple. Fauna Shaman is interesting and Cultivator's Caravan is ramp. And fixing. Caravan could help us towards a second color, but again, I'm not really we need really a lot of help before I would think that we're playing 3 colors, given what we have in our colors. Probably just Temple. Yeah, Caravan does help with Traxos if we want to try that. I don't know. I'm going to take the Temple. I think we might wheel the Caravan, but maybe I'm dreaming. Balaged Recovery is excellent. Vivian Reed, though. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. So 5 mana, kill something for -3 of the loyalty. Or look at the top 4. Creature or land card. Put them in your hand. Vivian or Recovery? We could also do Surge, which certainly, again, it's a thing to ramp to. I bet this might be on the possible wheel. I just think you can't take Surge over Recovery or Reed, though. Yeah, I think a good Planeswalker is gonna edge out the Recovery here. Also, because we can ramp to it. We do have the ability to ramp to Vivian, and that's really appealing. Here we can take Jade Light Ranger. There is a Pelucranos Unchained, and we have a Blooming Marsh. But again, not looking to splash when there's quality in 2-color. I think Jade Light Ranger is just too good to pass to risk, on a splash somewhere. Bonder's Enclave is interesting, but yeah, J-Light Ranger, get in our deck. It's coming together. Could use a little more in the 2 section, especially if it's rampy. But I think overall, this is not a bad spot to be in, this spot in the draft. Fortification for kind of random value. Armorcraft Judge is a payoff for something we're not doing heavily enough for me to want. This Inscription is probably the pick. It's rampy, it does stuff. Just take the... Yeah, egg is playable too, but I don't think the filtering, like, again, I'm still not looking to be 3 color. It does give some play against aggro. I'm gonna take, my gut says Inscription, I'm gonna do it. I know I said I wanted 2s, but I didn't want, egg is not what I wanted to. I'd like an egg out of the sideboard. Life gain might be reasonable against certain opponents. I don't think that was for us. Wow, Sky Sovereign was one of the things I was considering taking out of that pack. Warkite Marauder is legit, but Hinterland Harbor is exactly what we want for fixing. But I think, wow. What do you think? I think it's Sky Sov or Harbor. Sky Sovereign is better than Harbor, but I think Banana makes the argument for Harbor, which is not that this isn't better in the abstract. It's that if we have cuts to make, we might want to spend our picks on land. But I haven't played the flagship yet. I'm going to take it. I was sad though to pass that. We can take Sphinx's Rev, I guess, is a place to dump a ton of mana. We would kind of want farmland to be able to cast it. So like maybe Ominous Seas is actually what this deck is trying to do. Just slowly. I don't think Ominous Seas is what I'm going to take Rev. Maybe we find the white fixing to play that. I'm going to cut it for right now, though. And we can take Lightning Axe. I don't think any of these are playable for us. I'm probably off Golos. I don't think we're going to get the lands to make Golos work at this point. I think Golos would be a trap to try and make work that way. You could make the argument that a 3/5 ramper is going to be okay anyway, but Canal. Wow, this is all good stuff. Seagate Restoration I was looking at before. Spire Bluff helps possibly include some red, but again, I'm still not looking to splash red off of these double reds off of a Spire Bluff. Yeah, I think we just take Opt. I like that that land though. Fauna Shaman. I think it overperforms where it ends up getting picked. Like, it doesn't look like much, but then you turn your Tangled Florahedron draw into a Kogla, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. Ambush, Symbiosis. Lay Claim is something to do with big mana. I don't know if our table wants this Symbiosis. Could also take Selvala for the ramp whenever She taps to add X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Helm, yeah, also powerful. We have creatures. I mean, all you need is creatures, and then the helm is good. But my heart is with Lay Claim. Helm is also silly and busted. Either one of these is interesting to me. You're on the Sword Tooth. Yeah, Sword Tooth does allow for some ramping because you can play extra land, but you need to have the extra land. I think we wheel the Sword Tooth. I think if you do exclamation point hero, you'll get what you're looking for. So anyway, sorry, back to this pick. What do you think, gang? I'm on Helm, Lay, Claim. We can even do like Silvala, Castle. Oh, we're gonna wheel something good out of this pack. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna go Lay Claim. That's where my heart is. That's where my heart lies. Laying Claim. Shark Typhoon. Probably worth it, even if we're not. Even if it's not a great hard cast for us. This isn't necessarily the deck for hard casting this on 6, but cycling this on 4 is fine. Negate also good. We're gonna try and wheel that though. Probably won't, if we're honest. There's not much else out of this pack for us, but we'll take the Typhoon. Lay Claim after Typhoon wouldn't suck. Also got to keep in mind our Torrential Gearhulk. I feel like I've lost the thread on making sure our instants are present and accounted for. I mean, Opt is a reason. Like that was a reason to take Opt. It's not a great Torrential Gearhulk target, but it's something. Scarab God could be a reason to get this Blooming Marsh in and try to find a way to make some black mana. Wheel of Fetid Pools, perhaps. Mythos is our colors. We could do Mythos and try to copy it. Haven does the ramping, but I think I would want to try and wheel the Haven. I don't think this is going to be appealing enough to the rest of the table to take here. We have Mythos or Glasspool. These are the ones that leap out at me. Mythos is copying any target permanent for 4. Glasspool is targeting one of ours for 3, but it can also be a land. Yeah, I guess I'm narrowly on Mimic over Mythos. They do a similar job, but the flexibility and less expense of the Mimic is good. And we're in a deck that can handle your stuff. Like the benefit of Mythos, of course, is that it creates a copy of a target permanent, and it's any permanent. That's very flexible. But Mimic can be a land and copies only your permanents. But the thing is, we're going to have some good permanents. So I think we can take the Mimic because our permanents are going to be super strong. That's my thinking there. Plane-wide Celebration is something we could ramp to. Hallowed Fountain. Didn't we have some white we were considering, or do we not take it? Oh yeah, Sphinx's Rev. We could take Hallowed Fountain if we wanted to try to get that Rev in there. Maybe that is correct. There's not a ton here that... Yeah, Mimic is creature only. I'm sorry if I confused that. I was saying that was what I was saying. One of the benefits of the other one that it's any permanent, whereas Mimic is only creature. But we have I guess I was talking about the permanents we have, but I mean we have good creatures to copy. Yeah. Sea Dasher Octopus is kind of interesting. Toss that on Spectral Sailor. Sprite, yeah, that's the other consideration. Basically, it's land, Sprite, or Sea Dasher, I think. maybe you could make an argument for Silent Departure if you thought that it was needed for defense, but Octopus, Sprite, Fountain, probably Octopus or Sprite. We don't need to splash the white. And what is going to be better? No, I think if you mutate onto a vehicle, as soon as it stops being a creature, the mutant falls off. I'm not sure what happens to it. Or maybe it permanently... I don't know. That's another good question for chat. I don't know the rules of this game. I just play it. Let's take it for science. Here is what amounts to a dual land for us with a possible white splash, but Boon of the Wish Giver seems great. Gem Razor, also good. What is Scholar of the Lost Trove? 7 mana flying 5/5. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant sorcery or artifact card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Exile it. So this is Scholar of the Lost Trove is a more expensive and slightly different Gearhulk, right? Yeah, Gem Razor is going to have lots to do for sure. Just want some card draw. I guess we have card draw in our Hedron Archive and Mindstone, and to an extent, the Inscription. And we do have... with Brontodon and Vivian, we at least already have the job of controlling artifacts and enchantments done. So I am going to go for the Boon here, since basically Gem Razor and Scholar are jobs we already have filled. And Boon is something that the deck could still need, could still use. Here, Palladium Mirror as really incredible ramp if you can get there, although Pathway, again, contributes to a possible red splash, but again, I don't think we need it. So I think I'm on Palladium Mirror. Not that we are super ramping, but even Palladium Mirror on 3, setting up 6 or 7 mana on turn 4 with this top end is really worth it. So I'm going to take that. Stays a creature. Interesting, Rob. Thanks. I mean, that seems pretty good, right? Let's get Sky Sovereign activated and then Sea Dasher Octopus mutate it and then keep it as a 6/5 flying whenever this attacks, draw a card, and deal 3. That seems all right. We have a goal. We have a Golos. I don't think we need Golos. I don't think it's doing enough here. Here's a Tomb. For what was the Black Splash? Do we even end up with it? No, I don't think we took the thing that was the Black Splash. So Expertise or Rejuvenator? I guess Rejuvenator is ramp. Wilderness Wreck is busted in the right deck, but I don't think we are that deck. Yeah, let's just take Expertise. That's going to be... We ended up with enough ramp. I like that. Expertise is fun. Ooze. Ooze. Ooh. A lot of... We keep ending up with ways to kind of branch into red, but I just don't think we need to. Yeah, Scarab God. Ooze is fine here. Coming together, really. Cuts to make, etc. I wonder if we cut Torrential for not having enough targets. Really, Haj? Why are we happy to play Golos on 5? What does it do? Are we really happy to play a 3/5 for 5 that ramps us 1? Is it? Yeah, this column is pretty thick. I mean, we want it to be in a ramp deck, but it certainly can be too thick. But you can also think of Shark Typhoon as a wherever in the curve type card. All right, here's that wheel. Look at this. A lot of stuff I thought would come back did. We could take Ram through just to have some interaction. We don't have a lot of that. We have Savage Stomp. We have Into the Royal. We have Lay Claim to steal stuff. I guess we have some fighters in Hydra and Ape. Maybe we have enough fighters to not worry about the Ram through. We'd even take Castle Garenbrig. Although Gear Hulk, Ape, we're not even necessarily... I don't know. All of these are interesting and appealing in some ways. Selvala is kind of on plan, right? Haj just wants the helm. I think I'm going to take, because of playables, I'm going to take Castle. I'm going to take Castle on the playables theory. We're making cuts here. So maybe Blossoming Defense for sideboarding. Although we don't have anything so vital to save, we're really just about value. Helm would have been fun, though, that's true. Filigree Familiar, maybe Filigree Familiar against, to have against more aggro decks. Let's take Filigree and put it in the board awaiting the right matchup. I can't remember where the negate was, but I wasn't expecting it to come back. Certainly we're never going to be the only blue drafter in a cube. And it was like the only other blue card. Mythos, though, is interesting. We got the Mythos back. Also now seeing the Skyclave Relic. This could be for us. Kiora is also fine for our deck. What do you think? Ramp or another kind of thing to do that's powerful? Kind of like Kiora, right? Kiora doing ramp and card draw. I think Kiora is doing enough here. Mythos is super strong, but yeah, let's take Kiora as our final ramp support. And what do we want? Like, Spawn is pretty good against us. Massacre Worm is okay. This could actually get a bunch of our stuff. I'm going to gack the Intervention as being pretty good against us. Banishing Light, but we are off of the white plan, so we take Scholar and we can decide if we want... what top end we want here. Take an Overload. If anybody can make use of that last pick, Niv Mizzet, I salute you. Nobody is green-black, apparently. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we run the Scholar and not the Torrential, because we just didn't end up with a lot of instants for this. Torrential is only instants, and Scholar is instant sorceries and artifacts, right? And it fly, yeah, I like that. And especially because, again, I'm looking, we just don't really have the instance for it. We just did not end up with the instance to make Torrential Gear Hulk actually good. Really? Same archetype? I guess we've ended up green a lot, but this is very different from what we've been doing. I don't think we've drafted anything like this so far in our cubing. Well, GY, I'm going to challenge those who stated themselves as players, but I have no doubt that you're going to be able to find somebody to play in the pod. Let's figure out who I'm going to play first, and then then the rest of you can figure out who you want to pair up and play against if you want to while I'm playing. So I'm going to take Fantasia first. Fantasia will be my first opponent, so keep that in mind. I got some building to do here, though. I'm not anywhere close to done. I'm going to cut the lands just so we know what we're trying to cut down to. I'm going to move Splans over so we're aware of them. Kind of have an extra couple. Like, yeah, I'm going to cut these as effectively land for right now. So I see what our real spell count is, 27. Yeah, I think we want to go kind of want to get down to like 20, 22, 23 cards here, and then bring back in the splans and the lands. So we got some serious cuts to make. Love this top end. I'm gonna... Yeah, Fauna Shaman, we don't have enough. You're right. The real benefit of Fauna Shaman is when you have a lot of small mana elves. The classic Fauna Shaman slash survival of the fittest use is to take those 1 and 2 drop green creatures that are at their best on turns 1 and 2 and turn them into your late game when you draw them in the mid game. And in this case, we don't have that. So I like Haj's call of cutting the Fauna Shaman. That's a start. We could cut Inscription until we know we have time for it. Inscription's going to be... Well, Inscription can buy you time with bounce at 4 if need be. Like Into the Royal is effectively a 4. Yeah, it's true, Haj. We took something else over Sublime Epiphany, but alas, we're probably going to get nailed by it. So you were on Golos. I'm off Golos. Why are we playing Golos? To ramp? To make sure we get to 6 and 7? I kind of want to cut that. Maybe I cut the boon, and our value engine is like Rishkar's expertise and boon are 6 drops doing the same thing, so I should cut. Thank you for that. Oh, it was like pick 2, and I was... What did we take? It was just it was an archetype decision. It was like we were trying to decide whether to be in that or this, and then ended up back in it. But yeah. So I think we cut one of these. Expertise is probably just worse, right? I mean, boon can be cycled for 1 and is a guaranteed 4, draw 4. And expertise is like, oh, Oppo just wrathed. Wah, wah. So I'm going to cut that. And keep the boon. And now we're getting close. Maybe Savage Stomp can go. That we're really not... I mean, like, we bring this in if we're desperate for interaction. And until then, we use Sky Sovereign, Vivian Reed, Lay Claim, Kogla, and Hydra is our kind of top-end interaction. What else do we like here? So this could work, especially with the opt, and then we bring back in. So then this would be... Well, no, this is only 17. I need to at least get to 18 and 2. I think 18 and 2 splan. So like 1 more cut here. Essence Scatter is pretty narrow, but it's part of our narrow band of interaction, right? We don't have much that interacts. You're right that it's kind of the least on plan in that way, and we've ditched the Gear Hulk that would have made better use for it. Yeah, Inscription is another one I was looking at, Rob, as maybe mid-range clunk, or effectively that it's another, you know, it's an 8-drop, right? Maybe I'll go with that gut, because we do have Into the Royal at 4 for some interaction and card draw, and then we do have stuff happening late. I just don't want to run out of action. That's one of my fears for this deck, but we do have Boon. All right, let's cut that so we can get going. And then this and this. Oh wait, am I over? Oh no, wait, no, sorry. That was that. This is right. It was set right at 7. Never mind. You were right. MTGA draft. I wasn't. That looks good. You'd stay at 17 and keep inscription. I just have so much to do with land. I feel like we can get away without it. Fauna Shaman, yeah, I'll craft that, whatever. And Rev, we're not going to play in this deck, so I'm not going to craft it. Do we end up with any white fixing? Nah, we're never playing that. And then we'll craft the remaining. Thank you, San Francisco. Is that what SF means for you? I don't know. Thank you, Wash. Rob desperately wants his meme. I better let Rob off the hook. I need to bring up my rewards thing.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, blah, blah, blah!
So there was a call to go down on land by 1 to re-include the inscription. I don't know. We do have a lot of mana production. New Jersey. Oh yeah, sorry. I moved scenes to accommodate memeage. I'm going to start with this, see how it goes. Let's get playing. What are we calling this? We're ramping. We are ramp and punch. Yeah, that's boring. Give me a good name. Yeah, that's fair, Hodge. We could do that. We can wait till we know we need to counter something early and start with the kind of generically useful inscription. That's reasonable. I'm down with that. I like that. We'll go with the Traxos name. But that means we also have to make in the box art. And I think we had Nyx lands redeemed. Come on. Oops, I missed the green. Hey, Alpaca. Excuse me. All right. Best of 3. Yes, please. I mean, we're doing cube right now. If you mean, am I doing cube against arena opponents? Sometimes. Not today, though. No green, but we do have a cyclable boon, and Oppo going first, and a cyclable Shark Typhoon. And then, although we need green for all of this, pretty greedy to keep, I think, given that we need green for all of this. I think we got a mole. This looks fine. In this case, we're going to ditch an island because we need so much green for the ape. I like having Ranger on 3 instead of Kiora. Although Kiora tends to be able to just take a few punches without it being a big deal. Fantasia with the hyper aggro start against us here. This is going to be trouble. We're not done for, but like we're going to need to ape the invasion. We need to ramp and get rid of this invasion. Ouch. Good news is we can't be stripped of a turn 3 play. Cardboard Live is running. Is anybody having a problem with it besides Pablo? So let's see. We play out Kiora and leave her alone. This thing attacks as 2 power. This thing pumps and attacks as 4 power, and Kiora lives to accelerate 1 time. But it also distracts from a bunch of damage, and we have literally nothing else to do. I guess, actually, we could go Hydra, fight the zombie army. But I think we need to fight the Hydra next turn. Yeah, I'm just seeing... I think, Haj, if Kiora could be straight killed, there's an argument to go for it, right? So I was just checking to see if Kiora could even be killed with what they had on board. But let's take Kiora and see if we can't get to our interaction. If we can ramp to some fighting, we'll be all right. Even next turn, if we draw a basic land that we can produce 5 mana with, we can make this a 3/4 that fights either one of these. If we don't get our hand stripped again, I think we have a reasonable stabilization play next turn at least, right? Even if we don't find another basic land, we can Voracious Hydra as a 2/3 and have it fight the Knight. So only if Fantasia leaves full Knight pumping possibility. Oh, nice. Very nice, Fantasia. That hurts. Now... although the lack of pump means we still have time here, so we're gonna cycle... Yeah, basic land, though. Man, if we find a basic land, we get to Hedron Archive, and then we really are okay. As it is, this is really quite unfortunate, because now we gotta cycle the boon, looking for a land to play. And didn't even find it. So now if we get a basic land, we can at least get rid of the Dreadhorde invasion, but it's too late. Yeah. Mulliganed to Oblivion. I'm not going to show... I mean, I don't know. Fantasia probably watched us build or whatever, but it's too late to beat that deck with getting stumbled on mana. So, I like a familiar in. Yep, scatter in, inscription out. Although bouncing a Dreadhorde token, not the worst, but we have that ability in Into the Royal. Savage Stomp. Well, sure, the stream is on pause now, but I've made it clear to anybody that I don't care if you see my deck during deck building, so that's why I assume Fantasia has seen my deck, is because I've regularly authorized such behavior. Anyway, back to this sideboarding. Pulled in a couple of early things to be better against an aggressive start from that deck. We could cut Boon as being a little late. Like if we can make it up to our 6 drops, we should be okay without even having to draw a bunch of fresh action. And we still have things like Hedron Archive to draw a couple. Familiar is card. Yeah, tough one. Maybe I get rid of the Lay Claim as actually being, like, by the time we get to our big end, stealing something small from Oppo isn't necessarily what we want to do. Let's actually put the Lay Claim in the board and bring back Boon or Inscription. Maybe Inscription is what we bring back, because it at least has some early game. It kind of splits the difference between the 2 modes of Boon. I'm going to go with that. Well, we can keep this at least. Florahedron. I'm going to actually play Sailor on 1, and if we find a forest off the top, we can cast Florahedron. If not, we will just play it as land. But this is keepable. All right, no green source, so we got to play this as land. Octopus mutates for 2. Let's do that and see if we can't find a land. Oops. Nope, so I'm playing Mimic as land. All right, we got our 4th land at least. We could use Inscription to bounce 2 and set him back a little bit. This can't block the Questing Beast, though, so Questing Beast attack is fine here. You offer? What do you mean, offer? I don't know what you mean by offer, but I'm offering a Questing Beast to the frickin' face. That's what I'm offering. Oh yeah, they can't even block because of the million words on a Questing Beast. All right, land is great. We can Vivian Reed the Nightmare Shepherd out of the sky and make the same attack. We could bounce too. I like Vivian, kill, go. You know, you want to crack back and kill Vivian? Great. Although maybe bounce 2 is just close enough to GG to do that as well. I think both of those plays are super reasonable. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I think both kind of suggest, yeah, kill Shep either way, right? I mean, well, bounce Shep or kill Shep. Let's kill, whatever. The attacks are the same. This uses all our mana.
Every fight makes me stronger. Sometimes restoration means retribution.
Yeah, bounce is great next turn, right? Gravebreaker is solid, but now Inscription just gives us GG. This was all about being on the front foot this game. All right, that was fun. Got one back to the good column. I don't think anything changes for us on the draw as opposed to the play. Just a little tougher for us on the draw. Yeah, Scholar is a bit expensive, but I do want my high end. Our plan is still to ramp to stuff, so I like Scholar still there. I pulled some of our top end, and we have some additional low end, but we can't abandon our ramp plan entirely. But Scholar is a totally reasonable choice. The thing is that, like, yeah, I don't even know, like, this is an interesting black deck. I mean, it's pretty aggro, but it's not totally aggro. It's like, it's the shades of mid-range. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen enough of Fantasia's deck to know exactly how aggro it is. That's true. Lay Claim is a 7 that cycles, but can still do stuff when you get there. That's fair. I could be down by that with that. We're going to keep this, though. Ugh, worst draw on the deck. Really don't want any more land right now. Sailor, you're a little bit late, but we'll forgive you. Gonna go Florahedron here. Fatal Push. I can accept that. That wasn't a vital card to what we're up to anyway. I'm gonna go Ranger on 3. Potentially into some... maybe not. Maybe I'll go Sailor on 3. Stop taking my cards, Fantasia. That is rude. Rude. However, we get Sailor mutate Octopus at end of turn. Yeah. Really what we got to do is stop drawing these darn lands. All right, let's see if this works. All right, no pause from Fantasia, so I'm going for it. Well, at least all this land means we have draws. I guess I shouldn't have played that forest until we saw what we draw off of this, but I assume we're going to want 4 mana up for at least the Octopus. But I guess we'll go with Kiora, sure. Is Cura even worth it? We probably might even just want to draw something else. Yeah, I think drawing a card... You think... Who wants to draw a card? Who wants Cura? Yeah, we don't have a 6-drop. There'd have to be a 6-drop on top. Hodge is like Cura 100%, and Fëanor and others are like draw. Interesting. I love it. Love it when there's a close call. Love it when chat disagrees. Shows that this game is hard. It's hard, this game. Yeah, I think we need actual cards. I agree. I'm going to end the turn and draw before we untap. Why do we need cards? Because of things like Elspeth's Nightmare. Like, I don't know, like, because we need to do stuff too, Haj. Oh, God, deck. Come on.
Oh, here comes the flood.
I hope you don't mind if I take my octopus for a walk.
Well, good news, Fantasia. You don't get anything off your duress. Ha 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 ha. We're not out of this. We have enough powerful late game that we could find something. Let's show Fantasia the one card they don't know about. Do they have ability? All right, Vivian will at least find us some action. Yeah, you can have.
We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
Yeah, I can kill Lamia too. We'll see. I guess with that, we have to. Yeah, now we're just screwed. So now we kill Lamia and still face 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're dead. Well, not much you can do about that when Magic decides that you don't get anything. And then Fantasia decides... Well, actually, Fantasia plus Magic decided we don't have anything. Yeah, thanks for the match, but none of those games were particularly good, to be honest. You're next on my list anyway, Cardlinger. If Fëanor and Hat are the only other two that you need to convince besides me. I mean, to be fair, Fantasia helped make that third game a non-game by some timely hand stripping, but certainly the top of our library did us no favors. You know, it's funny as whatever, like, especially against chat, you know, roll, whatever, like, that was just a magic gods were not with me, mana was terrible, had no chance. It's the type of thing I don't think much about and just move on from, but is the type of thing that a lot of players obsess over. You know, everybody posting to forums about broken shufflers and being convinced that devs are out to get them. They're all just reacting to, like, the kind of game we just had. So I know most of my audience is pretty good on focusing on the things you can control. But I do want to mention it because I get it. You all know that I feel the feels big time around here when things aren't going my way. So it's not that I don't get that, but I do just want to remind people who obsess over variance not going your way, you're really wasting mental cycles that you should be spending on, that you could be spending on things that are actually going to improve your game, instead of obsessing over the fact that sometimes Magic hands you 7 million lands and you lose. Like, just put that aside and focus on something that could help your game. All right, I like our hand. So this is a good start. We get a guaranteed Mind Stone on 2, and we're going to Temple. What do we want? I kind of want anything here. I mean, we'll see what we get. Like, Octopus is interesting, but I guess Octopus actually is something I don't want. We don't have any evasive creatures right now. And so I'm going to bottom it. I actually wouldn't mind more land either. Hard cast a boon. Do big stuff, Hydra and Gear Hulk. Yeah, also red just picks that off, right? Not too tough for a red deck to deal with a 2 toughness 3-drop. Could cycle the boon if we felt it were needed, but I don't think we need to. I think we can drop a forest next turn and even have a 2/3 that fights the Pyromancer. Is probably what we want to do. You really don't want to let a Pyromancer get out of hand. Light up the stage. Okay. Yeah, so with Cardlinger just putting some creature pressure on us here, I am absolutely going to snap off this Pyromancer. Ooh, and then a Hedron Archive says, "Are you sure, Ryan? You could take a turn off to Hedron Archive first." Because we could make this thing huge, and Cardlinger hasn't done anything with it yet. But I'm going to stick to my plan. I think we have plenty to do. If we boon and archive, we're going to be able to take over the game. Let's just make sure we don't die. And by making a 2/3 that fights the Pyromancer, we both kill the token maker, and we create something that can straight block the dual caster. I'm with you, Hat. I want the biggest Hydra I can make, too. And right now, that was a 2/3. But if Cardlinger spends resources on the Hydra, that's fine. We've gotten our 2-for-1, right? That's fair, Hat, but I guess my reverse question is, how do they beat us if we just get ourselves to these cards while we're still living?
Yep, you're flammable.
I mean, maybe the answer is Chandra, Torch of Defiance, but I think we have time for her as well. Let's see, we can go... We can almost... If Bronte wasn't so mana intensive, we could go Archive into Brontodon. We can't, though. If we take a turn off... Yeah, we could Gear Hulk. Yeah, I guess against it's an artifact, so it's possible that Cardlinger just nails us with a nice flexible modal spell that takes care of artifacts. That's my worry there, because it's it's an 8/8. We're going eggs in one basket if we do that, and I was hoping to get something else out first so that we could spread this love around. But I am also on the plan. I'd say make him answer it. That's fair. Make him answer it, and then if because again with mono red. It's going to have to be artifact hate. Cardlinger's not going to realistically be able to come up with 8 damage unless it's across 2 or 3 spells. Yeah, a braid is exactly the kind of thing I'm thinking about. But let's make a braid, or let's make him have it. And Morag is big, but not bigger than our Gear Hulk. And I like going ahead and now we can get Brontodon down too, by the way. That's interesting. But I think we send send Gear Hulk at Chandra and either accept the 2-for-1 or the dead Chandra. It does give quite the crackback with Morag potentially being lethal, but we're going to play Brontodon and hope that that does the trick.
Whatever.
Might
Figure it
not.
out
We'll
on
see.
your own.
We need Bronte to live here. We could cycle the boon, but nah, if we live, we're going to want to be able to cast this. But we're dead to a removal spell and a land, or that. Land here and we're dead. Yeah. I think we had to go for it. Couldn't let Chandra live, so we were just in a spot where we couldn't be defensive or get aggressive. So yeah, I like Filigree Familiar against aggro red. Probably want Essence Scatter and even the Stomp. And then I like taking out the Scholar and the Lay Claim. Cut off our top end significantly. And maybe cut the Octopus as not really what we're trying to do here. Oh, I'm sorry. There's some of our gang in Discord is working on a historical document of our gauntleting. So look out for that. I think this is fun. This is what I want to do, though. You can play a shaman, just have a 2/2 on 2, but we have enough going on there. I think this is fine. Cardlinger figuring out how to make mono red a little better against this green beast. Yeah, just we'll go over them on stream at some point, but certainly don't hold off sharing cool data with the Discord community. Cardlinger? Maybe Cardlinger thinks it's over. Maybe they're just deep in the tank. Yeah, it seemed open to us too. There was some like 10th pick that had 3 amazing red cards and 2 other cards, you know. There's Cardlinger. All right. Keepable. A little worrisome against red, but Kira on 3, Hydra being able to fight something makes this keepable. Don't mind seeing Cardlinger's mulligan. What?
I'm a little boy, you're a little girl. Once upon a time.
I got questions. Mind Stone, you are so late. Ugh, so annoying. Could play Hydra and fight the Dragon Master Outcast. We don't need to kill it yet, though. I'm gonna go with Kiora. Use all our mana and maybe do Mind Stone or Hydra next turn.
Octopuses, serpents. Oh, I love them all.
Hey, Hunter. Happy early Christmas to you too.
Time to clam up.
Oh my god. Kiora making seafood puns. Help me. I'm not going to defend Kiora at all. You can attack Kiora with impunity. Ooh, that would be nice. We just go flagship, kill Outcast here. I like that. Then next turn, Voracious Hydra, kill something else, attack with flagship. Yes, please.
Let's get moving.
Boo! 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 I was using that. Rude. We could go Hydra, but I think we want to wait till there's a creature to get, and we should just go Florahedron Mind Stone here. Maybe even Mind Stone crack it for a card, but we can do that at the end of their turn. We'll see. Maybe we want the Mind Stone for extra big Hydra. We'll see. I don't think we'll need it, though. We just didn't see any green game one. That's why I was saying I got questions when the first spell cast was Once Upon a Time. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for a 7, 8 Hydra. That's like if we cash in the stone, it's 6 instead of 7, which actually does change the clock. So I'm going to leave the Mind Stone and go for max Hydra here. Ooh, Hedron Archive. Tempting to just play that and make a smaller Hydra for getting the Hedron Archive going. But I'm going to stick to the plan. We're going to go X7. Oh, do I not have it? Maybe I did the math wrong. Oh, wait, I see it. I did the math right. I just have to do this first.
Nature flows with vigor.
Really, there's an argument for just making a 14-14 here. Right? It tramples. What do we care about this shield breaker? Yeah. I'm gonna go big. Go big or go home. claim the firstborn is another. It will be hilarious, though. I'm just setting myself up for the claim, right? We've already seen it. It'll be good TV, Cardlinger. Go for it. Yeah, hilariously, one that only gets small creatures, right? That's how it's balanced. Interesting. All right, well, this is what we lost to last time. This thing kind of going nuts on us. I kind of like cashing in the Mind Stone first here. Seeing what that brings. Then I like opting to see what that brings. All right. None of these draw a card off Kiora. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left. We archive and go down to 2, but then we get 2 more to have 4. And we could Palladium Mirror. I could also just untap our Hydra on defense. I think we do that with Kiora. So I'm going to start with an attack here. And then Hydra is going to be on defense until we lose to claim the firstborn.
Make a splash.
Actually, just gonna go 3 and 3 on Palladium Mirror and Brontodon and creature it up as much as possible. But with if Cardlinger does have the firstborn, all right, dodged the firstborn this time. And questioning whether there's anything else we should reconsider. And I'm going to say no. I think we got low down correctly, and it's good. I am enjoying playing against chat. I'm enjoying sideboarding, and I am enjoying knowing that my cards are unique, that I'm not going to face anything in my deck from anybody else today. A small thing, but I feel it. It's real. I really like in-pod play when it comes to Cube, especially. All right, we're a ways out, but we have the tools to get there. If we have to into the Royal for no card value, we can. We can cycle the Typhoon. We're going to keep this. More Hydra options. Kill the Outcast if we had to. Into the Royal if we have to. Might go ahead and Forest, Hydra, kill Outcast. Phoenix is a little... Maybe Phoenix we into the Royal. I don't need a card here. We got other stuff to do. And this has haste, right? They always do. Yeah, I'm going to bounce it. And I like Cycle Shark Typhoon for 1, try and block the Outcast. CBL needs help. Oh, it certainly, I clicked on it and it all acted all wonky. So now try again. We could go Hydra and take out the Phoenix of Ash right now, but I like Hedron Archive, and then we just have Ape next turn. And our Hydra can be massive again. Although, again, I gotta watch out. Making a massive Hydra is a little dangerous, knowing that Klain is in the deck. That's great, though, because now we get to fight Torbran and live with Kogla. Questing Beast also strong, but we're gonna Kogla it up. Yeah, I know. I was looking for the reach, right? Should have reach. One of these should have reach. Come on, Green, what's up? But it's all right. We're going to Hydra next turn and take out the Phoenix. It comes back with... It needs 3 others, and it doesn't have the 3 others. Oh, we have Savage Stomp 2. Could just go... let's see. Actually liking Questing Beast Stomp. Now that we've drawn the Stomp. I like our chances. Yeah, Banefire's GG. Although it needs a land, but I certainly don't feel we are golden, but I like our chances. Buildings tend to be lands in Magic, right? Locations, they just tend to put them on lands. Yep, double 3 would do it. A lot of ways to deal 3 in the cube with red, so a couple of those is GG. Well saved. Now there's a question of whether we even play the Hydra given the claim. I don't want to play this into a claim loss, so we'll at least attack and kill this caravan, get him to 1. I guess they have the Phoenix of Ash, but we have a surprise sailor for that if they go for the Phoenix win. Maybe I do have Hydra for like 1. Nah, I think we save that as removal. But we also have enough time now we can just crack the archive and see what it produces. All right. Now I'm going to hold Sailor for the surprise block. Yeah, that's true. Could have just drawn off Sailor too, but I didn't want to play Sailor yet, and I thought maybe that we might draw something that we would play instead. Oh, Skyship any target? Sorry, target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, I didn't think it was any. I don't think it was face. Oh man, and I'm like, I played this at least once and didn't even give you the old school meme, but I'm certainly going to play this here, so... Now we have punch the chain whirler and win, so this one's ours. We can punch it a couple different ways. Let's go with the ship. Yeah, lots of spells we could cast to win there. All right, I got one back on chat. I'm now 1-1 on the day. Good game, Cardlinger. Good games. Fenor's up next. And to you, thanks for playing. On the play, got some ramp. I like it. Turn 4 quest, or turn 3 questing beast wouldn't suck. Could also go turn 3 palladium mirror, but probably go with questing beast. Apply the pressure. I like it to be the opponent's turn before I let the animations on questing beast finish resolving. Interesting brew from Malfonor. Liking it so far. Let's see. Palladium Mirror. Mind Stone is close. We can go Ranger, Octopus, the Beast. I think I'll do that. We can Ranger it first, though. Or we could also Palladium Mirror, Octopus, the Beast. Let's do that. Then we have set up for possible Scholar if we find blue. But that means I can also attack first. So I'm coming all around on it. Attack first. Uh-oh, pause. Oh, I guess it's just the treasure map. More words for questing beast, yes. Doesn't do enough yet. All right, island means Scholar could be cast next turn, but we don't have anything in the yard for it. So, we'll see. A fair play. Now what do we want to do given that? I think we go Jade Light Ranger. We could just make a big flyer and call that enough. But it feels like lost value to not at least crack a Mind Stone and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could do that, but not until... Yeah, so I like Ranger here. Crack. Mind Stone. Next, and then next turn, Scholar for Mind Stone at least. Ooze. Nothing in the graveyards. I could put this in it. I'm going to do that. Scavenging ooze doesn't seem good enough here relative to the other stuff we could find in our deck, so I'm going to do that. And no attacks here. I can send Palladium Mirror on the bluff if they block. We do have the Scholar to get it back, but I'll say no attacks. Let's just be a little patient. Ranger can at least attack into the Geists if they keep it back on D. Yeah, Hodge, that's the plan. In fact, the plan is that next turn. And I mean, maybe we'll draw something better, but current plan is crack Mindstone, cast Scholar, replay Mindstone. Not the sexiest use of the Scholar of the Lost Trove ever, but at least shows why we played this over the blue Gear Hulk. It's one more mana, but it actually has a lot more targets in our deck. Cultivate is scary long game. It's good for us like right now, but I'm terrified of what it means about what's coming up. And it looks like it's nearly a mirror. Some splash of white for Malfinor, which we were considering. Ended up not doing. Archive could be more cards for us, but I'm not going to wait on that. We're going to just go Scholar now. Although I can activate this, right? Let's see if we go... Oh, but then I don't have the blue. No, I could do this. This. But it makes mana we don't need. I can make 6 green, but then we just make 2 more blue and overpay anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just gonna do this. And I guess we could make a Florahedron overdrawing a card here. Yeah, I heard there was more stuff on the horizon there, Fantasia. Well, that's terrifying. Kind of means we're gonna expect a sweeper here. Not a common, like, this isn't really sweeper colors, but I'm kind of expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, Ondu. Well, they're threatening. They're threatening. Vetoes are being threatened, but we'll see how it all plays out. Just playing with people's lives in Washington. Lake Claim, all right. Lake Claim is a nice pickup for... But what is going on here? So there was a surprising block with the Dungeon Geists. 5 cards in hand, a whole ton of mana, and no action. I have no idea what Malfinor is up to. Maybe it's the... well, no, I guess Epiphany ended up with Hat, who didn't play it. Settle? Could be Settle. I don't even care if it's Settle. I guess I send... If it's Settle, let's send, like, Palladium Mirror and Questing Beast. Well, they have Golden Egg that can make the second white. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because it's so... Yeah, it seems like Settle. So let's send Actually, let's send Scholar and Palladium Mirror. Yeah, lay claim the egg. That's interesting. Well, it's too late now, but that's interesting. It's if we could see the hand, it might possibly be correct, but without being able to see the hand, I don't think we could make that play. Let's do this though. Try to draw out the settle. Also, it wouldn't matter because they could treasure map into all the white they need. Yeah, Rob is on all over that. We will drop a Hedron Archive. Hopefully Fëanor goes for some significant, huge play that we can lay claim to. I don't mind getting the neutralize out of hand either. We can draw off Mind Stone before we untap and have lay claim for any permanent-based solution to the board we've developed. Almost worst case is they spend their whole turn doing something great to kill the questing beast, and then we don't really have anything we want to lay claim to, and we don't have any good attacks, but we will draw twice because of the Mind Stone, so we have some chances to find something too. If we don't find anything steel-worthy. Glad your deck worked out, GYC. What are you doing with it? Tell me about your deck that worked out. There's that Thraggy we passed on. We can lay claim to that. That'd be fine. It's a good lay claim target. Four mana means we're not guaranteed to pull it off, but we're going to try. But I am going to draw a card first here. Shark Typhoon. How greedy do you want to be, gang? I think for TV, I need to go for hardcast Shark Typhoon, hardcast lay claim. Let's decide. Let's decide. Let's see what we draw. Land. All right. Fëanor, I can't say that this is correct. Nah, I'm gonna be a big boy and just lay claim. Sorry, I think this is correct. And if this gets countered, we'll be happy to have a Shark Typhoon behind anyway. Nice. Let's see, that's, I think, in the draft section.
Grown-ups.
Well, Fëanor's in the tank. Hopefully that's good news for us. Also good news that Fëanor drew off treasure for their first main, all suggestive of we are presenting a troublesome board. Wonder what Fenor's outs are, what they're thinking about. Probably just cogling next turn. Ah, Perilous Vault. That's interesting. Certainly wipes this board. But we're going to get a 3/3 out of the Thragtusk Death. And then we can follow with the Ape anyway and have a nice board. Or we can, one thing to do is just hold, not even do Ape, just hold to cycle the Typhoon for a huge flyer. That plus the 3/3 might be enough anyway. But world's gonna blow up here. And then, yeah, I'm going to go with the giant shark typhoon plan over playing an ape here. Because if Malfanor comes up with a big creature, we may be able to fight it ahead of attacking with the shark typhoon. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can make an 8/8. Close to enough, close to lethal, although not anymore with the Cloud Blazer. But that's what we'll fight, unless something better hits the battlefield right now. Malfanor has drawn a thick stack of cards. We are not out of this yet by any stretch. If Malfanor has big sweeper plays, we could end up with a clear board after this. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So we are looking at X of 8. Boone is going to let us compete on the card front. That's nice. We could opt first, I guess. I should opt first. Inscription, good. Is this what we want to do now instead? Let's see. Kicked, return up to 2. We don't want to return that, though. So, yeah, we're not going to do Inscription now. We're going to do Kogla now. Castle, it's a 9, but you can only spend that on creatures. Oh, abilities of creatures. It's not a creature, though, right? I couldn't... There was no getting extra mana there. So we're going to do this. I don't see any way to just... Didn't see any way to win there. I don't see a reason to not play this land. I mean... Yeah, I'm just playing this land and gonna pass. Exploding Malfanor? I'll take it. Come on, come on. Let this one go, Fëanor. You can't win them all, Fëanor. You did your best, Fëanor. It happens. Magic is magic. You know, Fëanor, just scoop it up. Just... I could cycle the boon. Is there anything we could cycle to that represents an answer to this, though? Let's see. I've got... Let's check out my deck before deciding here. I'm not seeing it. Into the Royal... I guess if we found Into the Royal, we could save, like, Kogla. But I think I'd rather just draw the full 4 and see what we can do with that. Because Into the Royal, literally the only thing we could find. So I'm going to say no. Both, it's unlikely that we happen to have Into the Royal on the top, and it's not that perfect a response anyway. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're likely to have 4 mana left over after we draw 4. That's annoying.
If I don't have a plan, I'll just make one up. Ideas, like seconds, are fleeting.
Just trying to see if we can bounce. It's only bouncing creatures, not planeswalkers. $15 in Malfenor's to our 14. Presumably Teferi will put Malfenor ahead on that. I'm not going to go for a decking win here, though. I'm going to try and apply pressure and get 3 points of damage in. All right. Yeah, if I cast that, I can't spend any of it on the boon anyway, so we're going to just do this. Let's see. What about this goes? Does this go to Planeswalkers? Yeah, we can play the Sovereign and just hold down Tef a bit. Could smack down Tef to 1, right? Bolt Tef to 1. Oh, I see. But then it pluses to 2. Yeah, net 2 in the end. That seems good. Let's do that. Ship cannot go to face. Yeah, next turn we threaten to crew and attack with it, and then even the, then Tef has...
Time to improvise.
Tef can go to 3. Tef could be at 4 by the time we attack with Sovereign, but if we go attack and bolt, it'd be gone. Anyway, we will play this island. Pass it on.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we should go for Fenrir's 3 life if it's the correct play, but I don't know that it will be by the time we untap. A lot of land, a lot of cards that could change things. Rex Sage is awesome. Undoes our entire plan. All pretty good. But we do get to inscription that stuff back. Trouble if we inscription back the Rex Sage, it's just gonna kill our Gear Hulk. But we can go, let's see, inscription, draw 2, return up to 2. Could do a pretty good inscription here. Do we want to send... We don't have to send him the Rex Sage back. That's the thing. I think we start with the kicked inscription, though. So definitely the Lyra. Rex Sage just seems like giving them value. I'm going to do submit 1. And target player creates, that's us. Shouldn't have let it auto tap. I guess I had to tap a bunch of it. But I could have left one more blue up than it left me. What are you getting out of bouncing the Sage, Jinx? I mean, we're not setting them back mana. They have mana to do a million things. I guess we get 1 turn off from being attacked by Sage, but that doesn't matter. And we don't even get attacked by this if our X blue illusion token lives. We're going to keep both of those, right? Hydra can actually take out Lyra. That's pretty important. So can Vivian, though. Maybe Vivian just snaps Lyra off in the old school way. Well, new school way. Old school way is more Hydra. These are both new school. Fighting and Planeswalkers. I like this, though. Yeah, Vivian kills without gaining life. We can Brontodon here, and I guess we can just Gear Hulk. I mean, that's part of the benefit of not having played the Sage. We can just Gear Hulk now. Mimic as a 6/6. No, I think we want to mimic, like, Gear Hulk. I think we want to mimic a Gear Hulk after we play this turn. I think I actually probably just want it like split 7s. Maybe we just want it all on the trample. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe, I don't know. Kind of just adding arbitrary power and toughness out here. Trample matters. This is more destroyable, but it's a better creature to have it on. I don't know. So I'm just kind of splitting it up. But this midnight clock is going to be able to get counters quickly, so, you know, we got some work to do here. But we got a hand to do it with. Without another sweeper, I think we can get there. Yeah, but we can fight with the Hydra itself. If they go for a Realm Cloak, that's great. We'll fight it and be fine. I think they're going to go for Lyra, and we'll Vivian it out of the sky and be able to mimic or Brontodon or both. Yeah, it's true. We get the clock dead before it can grow so quickly with all that mana out. Like, we have to, next turn might have to be Vivian and Thrashing killing clock. All right, I think we have it now. I think we just win the game. Win target game here. Vivian.
Let's tear this place apart.
Game's not over, but
That out of
that's
here.
pretty good. It might be over if we go for killing the Rex Sage, because then Teferi phases one of these out, but the other connects for 3. So I'm gonna go make a lot of extra green, and then let's see. I'm gonna Bront. and then Hydra. One, two, three, four, five. So we can X for 5 here. I'm going to X for 4. I don't want to lose to a random force spike effect when it's not needed to accomplish this. In fact, I should probably just make it 3, and then I can also dodge pay 2 type effects. Could even make it 2 to dodge pay 3. I don't know what I'm playing. You know, there's only 2 mana available. Let's just do the bare minimum needed and save our other actions. Yeah, Supreme Will has 3, right? But they don't have the mana for it. They only have 2 mana. Supreme Will does the 3, but we don't need it. That being said, this is what we're trying anyway. All right, it worked. That was a good game. Had some medium games around here today, but that was an excellent one with a couple of board wipes we had to play through. And we got to prepare for, you know, the very controlling deck here, and not our best matchup for it, really. Rexage, Lyra, there's a lot of creatures going on here, such I think we could justify the Essence Scatter. I like our top end because of what we have to do post Wrath, post Sweeper stuff. Let's see. Help me find a cut. Inscription was very good in that game. I guess I could cut an Opt and be lazy, but it feels like I should have both Opt and Essence Scatter in the deck. Maybe it's... I like all the cards in here so much. Maybe it's Octopus? I'm gonna cut the Octopus. All right, we can keep this. Kind of have to decide Essence Scatter or Mind Stone on 2. Probably the Mind Stone, hold up Scatter for a farther down the road play. Nothing to ramp to yet, but, you know, our deck has draws. Yeah, I think we got to go Mind Stone, if for no other reason, and we're not sure Fenrir even wants to play a creature on 3. Just so. Well, we get a Planeswalker down, but we're not doing much. That's a problem, but it's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and untap the Mind Stone so that it looks like maybe we're just going to crack it for cards, but really we're holding up the Essence Scatter. Love Melfener's start here. All feels like it's headed towards, you know, some sort of Wheel of Fortune effect that resets their hand. But this is great. We need to find some action. Come on, action. There's some action. We could try that. I don't think... Yeah, maybe we do. We go, like this... like that.
One drop ripples and grows.
And like this. And like this. And we get an X of 5 and just make it a 10-10. All right, there's a threat. I don't expect this threat to stick around, but it is pretty must answer, so just hope it doesn't get stolen. Don't steal our Hydra, please. If so, I guess we bounce it with inscription. That wouldn't be the worst. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 mana next turn is not enough to kick the insight. We'd have 8 for creatures, but this is not a creature. Can you imagine showing this card to, like, alpha players? Nice Crawworm. As it is in modern times, this is a fine card, but nothing... standard playable, but nothing stupidly broken or anything. Well, there we go. When you can get your opponent to use their big sweeper on one creature, you could do worse. Want Malfanor to come up with a creature that we can bounce so we can kick this inscription for some value next turn. Is it a cast trigger? Enters. Okay, great. So also we enter a 4/4 and draw a card off Kiora. Both Malfanor and I drawing in unconventional ways here. Treasure tokens and a Kiora. Alpha had +1/+1 counters for sure, right? Am I wrong? Maybe it didn't. Is +1/+1 counters in Alpha? There you go, Rock Hydra. We'll scatter that because the inscription plan with it is not good. Inscription just... it leaves the battlefield. That's one of the real powers of Thragtusk. It's not a death trigger, it's a leaves the battlefield trigger. So no matter what you do about it, they get the thing. Let's see. Yeah, let's still do this.
Let's get moving.
Nothing to bounce, but we get scry 2, draw 2, and make a big thing. Really draw 3 when it comes down to it. We'll keep that boon. Yeah, that was solid. I mean, 8 mana. I have high expectations of 8 mana, but we've also cast it for 4 to win the game. You know, it's been flexible too. I like our 6 mana draw 4 over their 6 mana draw 2, but they've gotten some spring value out of that. Big threat. Ooh, big threat. Nice. That's a... oh, it's got a toughness of 5, so unfortunately Lyra still gets through. How do we want to approach this? Jade Light Ranger first, see what's up. I don't want to activate Garen Braid because this currently is the only creature we have. Could also boon. What would boon do for us? We get some extra, like we have 6. We'd play another land. We have 1, 2, 3 mana after a boon. I don't know what we're gonna do that we're so happy with 3 mana in the deck. So I'm gonna go with Jade Light Ranger for, or maybe it's Mindstone draw first. That's tricky. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a card off of this. All right, that's interesting. Now I like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from hand could give us Jade Light and Flagship, or can't give us Jade Light and Flagship. So I'm going to go Flagship now. Right. 7 doesn't do enough. Sorry, this is... Yeah, let's look at what's coming though. Let's see what the temple shows us. Thrashy Bee doesn't get us out of this spot, so it's not really worth keeping here, I don't think. Like, we're on a deal with Lyra situation, so I want to do stuff that does that. And so now I like, well, we could even go boon here, although we're just going to discard a bunch in that spot. So yeah, I like this. This is fine. Jade Light to dig next turn, but then we can actually crew and attack. I like this ahead of what we expect to be a 3-power creature. Both ripping through our decks, trying to out-pressure each other, out-card each other. Yeah, we'll see how long the next one takes, GY, but probably not. I think I'm going to play Hat and call it a stream, but we'll see how long it takes for me to utterly dismantle and humiliate Hat. Just gonna let Kiora go here.
Tides always rise again.
Lyra's so good. Even if we're cracking back for 11, we're barely making any headway against the 11-point, the 10-point swing one card is doing the other way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we're not going to have Boon and Jade Light next turn. We'll see what we draw. I guess we could go, yeah, we could get Jade Light and another creature if we pump some castle mana in. It's just a big boy, right? I mean, the real spell here was the sweeper, but yeah, now we have a 7/7 to deal with there. A lot of annoying stuff going on. And drawing a land, about the most annoying we could come up with. How about... Jade Light at least double blocks the Realm Cloaked. So I'm going to go Jade Light here. All right, that is big, but it again doesn't actually solve the Lyra problem, and we are all in on solving the Lyra problem, so I gotta send away a quality card like the Gear Hulk. Ooze could gain us a lot of life and try and race, but it's still not a solution to the Lyra problem, and I'm still saying go away. Crazy, but I think that's just correct. Like, we just lose to Lyra if we don't do something about it, so we gotta spend our time trying to do something about that. Are we going to double block the Realm Cloaked? If not, I should probably just crack in for 6. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I could have put counters on the airship, so the Gear Hulk could have been a reason to keep that. That's fair. As it is, this is where we're at, so I'm going to pass. Might even want to trade off double block with Flagship and 5/5 to keep one of them alive. Although, actually, one of these lives with this block currently, so that's just fancy play. Yeah, it's a good line. I missed it. Just missed a good line of adding some counters to the Flagship. Although I have a feeling even that's not going to do it. There's a lot of cards up here. Like, when I think of answers for Lyra, I'm thinking lay claim. I'm thinking something that fights. You know, I think we need to kill Lyra, because if we try to come up with blocker solutions, I think Malfinor answers them. That being said, I didn't even think about the play, so that's a problem. But I don't think it's the ideal play for the situation. So now we got a crew with this. Give ourselves the option of blocking the giant. I don't think we want to, though. I think we're going to want to, if they send Lyra, we're going to want to attack with the Flagship so that we can just kill the Geists with the Flagship attack. Yeah, it's going to hurt to take 12. But I think it's correct. This game is not really about life total at this point, unless I'm being threatened to go to 0, which is quite possible. But yeah, maybe we need to cycle Boon if we are for sure going to be like, next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Drawing 4 and leaving only 3 mana probably isn't enough. Yeah, well, I'm counting on drawing something. Basically, like, so given that, I suppose we do cycle here. Close, but not 3 power. 3 power would be nice, because then we could leave this back on D, or have some. I guess it's at least D, but. All right, well, we can go creature. If we do the work to kill the Geists and we chump the Realm Cloak, we still live. I guess that's our only choice. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, that does literally nothing, so I won't bother. Yeah, we survive one removal spell this way. They take out one of our blockers, and we can still chump the giant here. But we are on top deck, Lyra answer, or done for. How about a Shark Typhoon? That'd be a funny answer to draw. kind of just want the lay claim, though. Lay claim says we have a chance to win this thing cracking back the other way after that. Kind of makes Fëanor have another sweeper. But top deck time, basic land, and we're just straight done for. Kind of any land, we're straight done for. I don't know what non-basics we even have. Our non-basics are out. Lay claim. All right, Opt's giving us a chance. I almost cut Opt. Maybe the top of our deck won't be enough, but the card underneath will be perfect. Vivian Reed, welcome to the team, friend. Welcome to the team. No! That was always possible, and that is, well, it's not GG. I guess we chump with the Sovereign and really try to still win this one. We're not done. We're not done. Just, you know.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
We have lay claim. We could find lay claim for Lyra now. Trouble is, and then we'd still need, and then have one chumper left over for the Realm Cloaked, and have Melfonor have no action, right? That's the, okay, so there we go. Now we can scoop it up. Well, I'll make Melfonor pick the right artifact. I figured it out. On the play, the octopus is a little more interesting to me, honestly, but I don't know what I'd pull for it, so I'm just going to run it back. Stomp. It's an answer for Lyra, but it's an answer for so little else that Fëanor is doing. I don't like bringing it in. I'd rather try and play our game and just out pressure. We'll see how it works. This is going to be fine. There's a lay claim that I was looking for last time. I like having that in hand. I'm going to go with Florahedron over Ooze on 2. Ramp if you can is my philosophy. That's not the worst. We go Kiora here, I think, over Florahedron. Just use all our mana.
I defy gods. Defying you will be easy.
Boon is cool. We're gonna go with Forest Florahedron here. We could, I guess, make the argument for leaving this or playing this as land now. Actually, what does ramping do for us for next turn? If we play the Forest and the Florahedron, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 mana next turn. If we draw a land after that, then we could lay claim something right away. Do we care about lay claiming, though? I think we just want to go Florahedron as land here, and then we can draw 4 off Boon next turn if they go shields down. And we can just go Ooze here, and that's fine, too. Teferi might be something to lay claim,
Who's ready for a good time? Ideas like
but we can start to pressure Tef with the Scavenging Ooze and see if Tef wants to -3 to prevent the drop in loyalty.
Oof, now wait just a minute.
And yeah, it wouldn't make much sense to do that. Karsten would object. Looks like they don't have counter magic. Good time to draw 4. Oh, wait. Kiora problems.
Nature flows with vigor.
Time to improvise.
That didn't suck. We got a lot of powerful late game stuff in hand. Hedron Archive for more draw. Lay claim to take their best thing. Inscription kicked for all sorts of value. Just Value Town in hand. Silent Departure is creature, so we got to keep that in mind. If we steal Tef, they can't get it back. If we steal a creature, they get to Silent Departure it back. Ooh, laying claim to a Beanstalk Giant could be good if the Departure were already out of hand or whatever. I'm in for trying the steal, although the mana up suggests we could get this... they got counter magic up. To that end, maybe I even attack Teferi first, although that's weird. I should try and steal it, and then if it doesn't work, attack it, right? The other things we could do is like Hedron Archive, but I think we're gonna go for the lay claim.
I love to make a
I'm
splash.
thinking this is getting countered, but it sets up everything else in our hand to not get countered. That's true. We could eat the Departure. Maybe that changes my sequencing. Because if we eat the Departure, we could save the lay claim for a big creature. And do something else this turn. But now I've kind of already started this path. I mean, I could just throw away this mana. That's fine, too. Yeah, I can't undo the... It's okay. It's okay. We can still just... we don't have to sunk cost that. If we made a mistake, we can still pivot. But I still like trying to take Tef. Let's see if they have the answer to the lay claim. And... yeah, well, if we play the Hedron, what does that do for us? We end up with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Then we could 5 it and do something else, but we don't really have anything to do for 5. I'm going to draw out the counter. I think if we draw out the counter, the rest of our cards can win this game anyway. And if there is no counter, having Teferi obviously is going to be great for us, so I like this. Yeah. Drew out the counter.
Time to improvise.
Super annoying card, though. You just have to put all this effort into killing it. It's getting not card advantage, but such a card quality advantage, you know, being able to pitch the forest you don't want, that kind of thing. And doing it every turn. It's really annoying. It's a really annoying card. Nothing in any graveyard to make the Scavenging Ooze bigger yet. But that's what I'm talking about. Pitched 2 lands, so yeah, it's not card advantage, but it kind of is card advantage. Card quality is card advantage. All right, we're gonna go for a big fight, though. We can't do Ape, or else it dies. But we can certainly Hydra and kill the Hydra on Hydra violence incoming. Ooh, 7/7. Actually, maybe that puts it out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We make a 6/6. So it's a 6/7. Ugh, it doesn't even work. Like, we have to give up the ape in a fight if we want to kill that. Or we just bounce it. I mean, maybe we can Shark Typhoon and start going nuts on that front. Shark Typhoon, kicked Inscription, anybody? If we're hard casting Typhoon, we should Temple this turn, right? Although, if we leave up... Actually, we can untap with that. I'll do it. Let's Temple. Yeah, that's true. We do need to think about that. I'm going to keep the Sailor. That's the kind of reload potential that's really interesting. Wow, that's a good point on the fight. But we're not even trying it this turn anyway, so let's go Shark Typhoon. Hard cast and have some fun with this one. And I am going to use Kiora to untap a green. I guess I could untap green-blue for maximum potential, but I'm just going to exile the Silent Departure now. Could also get rid of Mind and prevent draw 2, but I kind of like getting that Departure done. And now with that stake in the ground, we're also saying they need to... Fenor needs to cast that... Cast the this second half, or I'm going to exile it.
Think fast.
So that's cool. Like, that's nice that for Fenor that they got 2 cards out of it, but we made him do that this turn and sets us up for being able to do a little more of what we want on the next turn, including getting the Hydra big enough to successfully fight the other Hydra. That's going to be big game. But we could also do especially if they find another creature here, kicking the Inscription is also quite appealing. We didn't really see Mill as the win con in either of the first 2 games. It was more just Value Town. It never felt like that was the goal. I mean, we started to look at library counts just in case, but I never felt like it was Fenor's strategy. But could be a backup plan, sure. I think both of us have such huge spells in our deck, it just seems unlikely to come down to decking. One of us is just going to do something dumb and win off of that. Eight. All right, now it's again out of our fighting range. But let's see. Definitely island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. We can make a 7/8 Hydra that fails to fight this Hydra, but we can just kick the Inscription and make a huge Yeah, let's just kick the inscription, and in fact, that means this was a mistake. I played a land. Our token should be one bigger than it was, but I instinctively played a island out of my hand here, despite not needing to. I'm gonna go. I think we can kick it even without Kiora for now. You can actually eat this creature and threaten Tef with 3. Into the Royal's nice. It's target permanent, so we could like reset that. We're gonna keep Scholar on top. Oh yeah. Oh, that's too bad. I thought since it looked on the stack, it would see the kicked converted mana cost. I thought since this was an 8 CMC on the stack, this would be an 8. But I guess I've learned that lesson.
Ripples and grows.
Yeah, into the Royal, the Typhoon. That'd be funny. Yeah, did not suck. I just thought this was going to be bigger, but now I know how that works, and we'll remember it. I'm going to go ahead and eat and keep Tef in check here. To the best of my ability.
I do love a good puzzle.
Should have waited for Tef to draw a discard before bothering to pump. Just the little things, you know, just a little extra info for Fëanor to make their decision on this loot that I didn't need to give. Tough call. We're gonna have to discard 2, probably just the forest, although continuing to play lands continues to give us a chance to eventually potentially fight that Hydra, but at this point I don't know if that's how we're gonna deal with it. We get to 11 mana, we can play Scholar and kick the inscription, but probably just draw 4 is fine. Can't cast that with Scholar. Well, I'm nervous because it just means Fëanor tanking that long just means Fëanor has lots of good choices, right? And yeah, I'm gonna ditch the forest.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
12 to 18 on libraries. For those of you worrying or wondering about that. All right, we were kind of expecting something like that. No biggie. We get, let's go Kogla Fight. I like Kogla Fight here. But I should be patient on my land plays. I don't need to play that land yet. Let's just start with the fight. Oh, again, Teferi makes that problematic. So maybe I bounce Teferi. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could play a 10th land. Yeah, actually, I like play the forest. And even do it this way.
Let's get moving.
And now, Kogla for the fight. I like the beast. This may help us with Planeswalker control next turn. $15 to $11 now on libraries. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, plus maybe one more. We have 10 or 11 mana next turn. 4 will be on the Questing Beast, giving us 6 or 7 mana from there. If we find one more, we could do Scholar, doing Into the Royal. Wow! 6 cards in library now. I wonder if there's like the Miltef, or the Miljace, right? I don't know if that's in the cube. Win game if you're at zero cards. So 10 mana. I like Flagship, Kill, Sage, Questing Beast, Kraken for a ton. That's one option. We could Scholar. I don't know what Scholar does that much for us. Yeah, I'm in for Flagship. I think we're going to lose to Shenanigans, though, honestly. I'm worried about losing to Shenanigans. I wonder what we can do about that. Nothing much. We don't have reactionary stuff for that, so I guess we can't beat it, so we're not going to worry about it. And I'm going to go Sovereign. Shoot the Sage, and go Beastly. Can play that. Yeah, I could have gone Beast first for the draw. That's fair. I can now untap to have 2 available. What does that do for us? It gives us Opt and Sailor. Sure, what else is Kiora doing?
Nature flows with vigor.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of mana. We've faded one of the sweepers, but there are more. There's the Vault. You can see Perilous Vault come down and exile everything here. Hydra is probably good for us. That type of expenditure for one big thing. Start with an Opt. All right. Do we have a win here? Scholar bouncing Hydra seems like it'll do it, right? So let's just do that. A lot of counter possibilities. I should think about that. If there's a counter, do we have another backup play that does it? Vivian doesn't do it. Hydra tries to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. 11 is a 9, 10. Oh, again, so close. So close. Could also, let's see, if we send in everything, we can probably... I'm going to go for the Scholar play. I think that's correct. But I am going to keep I'm gonna do it with mana cure. Oh wait, no, wait, I take it back. We don't need to do that because we still get to kick the end of the royal if we have 2 mana up. So I just want to do it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. All right. Could also do inscription. Now I'll just take into the royal. I can make this bigger by using these 2 instead. All right, tough fight. Whew. I'll do it after, Hat. I did miss the Evolving Wilds. I don't know what the Evolving Wilds comment is about, but... Ooh, let's try to reconnect. I don't know what that was. Oh, no settle mana. Yes. Good game. I was no longer even thinking about settle. That would have been... that was actually probably dumb of me to not think about settle, but I think I was going to make you have it or not anyway, so even if I had thought about it and failed to see... All right. Well, first, Dionysus, I only allow 1 a day when they are on, and second, I have not been enabling it because I have not had the time to dedicate to it. I've been listening to I'm about a quarter of the way through my 60-hour audiobook. The latest from Sanderson, The Rhythm of War. 4th book in the Way of Kings series. Or Way of Kings is the Stormlight Archives is the name of the series. Way of Kings is the first book in the series. You can do a reread. I mean, that's a tall order. JM, my recommendation is to do a reread of some online Wikipedia plot summary. Do a reread of the plot summaries of the first 3 books. That's still going to take you like 3 days, but you'll be better prepared without having to give up 3 months. Get out of here, land. We got mana covered. Stockpile deck, nice. All right. We could go Scavenging Ooze here. Mind Stone doesn't actually ramp us to anything super well. We don't get to Vivian a turn early, whereas we can go Ooze, Mirror, and still have the Vivian early, although it does produce a creature that's much easier to kill. I'm going to throw the Ooze out. Hey, if you're in for it, JM, if you've done that work on Wheel of Time, you can certainly do it for Sanderson. Too tall of an order for me, though. Hey, sailor. Interesting. Now we could go. Actually, we could go Palladium. We could go Mind Stone, Spectral Sailor, and still have Vivian set for turn 5. I'm liking that a little bit more. I'm going to start with an attack though after playing Island. History of Benalia. Wow. Just going to go for that stockpile, but -3 on Vivian could put her at risk here, given the creature pressure mounting. We do have this, though. Scholar says we could go for a Palladium Mirror first. I think I still like Vivian, though. Keep both creatures back. And ping one of these two enchantments. I think we just take out History.
Beasts are much more reliable than humans.
I'm going to take out History.
That can't help you now.
And now, Ooze. If we're willing to lose the Ooze and chump the Sailor, we get to keep Vivian alive. I'm going to keep both of those possibilities available to us and not attack at all here. If they use a bunch of resources, if it's Hat, I can say he. If Hat uses a bunch of resources to get Vivian, then we at least have like Scholar behind. And I will trade Ooze here. I think Vivian is important enough to make this trade. Not much action there. Let's see what we can find with a plus a Viv.
Meet my newest friend.
Hydra, you say? Hydra we can work with. We can take Hydra. And drop Island. Now this is the part where... Okay, so we can go... we're very close to being able to go Palladium Mirror, Hydra, fight Celebrant, but we can't quite. And it's okay, we can get Scholar next turn anyway, although nothing to get with Scholar either. I still like maxing out Hydra to fight Cruel Celebrant here. And then Vivian has a good chance at living. We can even send in the Sailor at that point. Maybe I start with the Sailor attack. Although if it saved Vivian, I would trade Sailor off for a token. I'm still going to send in, though. Vivian's done great work now, and if we lose her, that's okay. Hat gets some value out of the situation. My biggest concern is Hat has scried to the top, so let's see what he comes up with to get out of this. Yeah, Sailor's going to get us some cards, right? And we're getting there on mana. Vivian might have to sack herself to get rid of one of these things. Just say bye-bye Viv and take out one more enchantment. We could try plussing her and then keeping her around after that, but it may be best for us to just knock another combo piece out from under hat and hope that the rest of our stuff is enough. Ooh, Thrashing Brontodon makes that even more appealing to me because now we can just get rid of them both. That's a pretty brutal 1-2. Let's do that. I'm doing it. I'm going to take out one of these. I mean, Vivian was a 3-for-1 for us. That's plenty good. We drew a Hydra and took out History of Benalia and Hidden Stockpile.
This is nothing.
Might even leave this one for right now. Put Hat on notice that we could take that thing out at any time. Aha! That's a nice one to hit, because we could even Brontodon the seal away, but then it comes back as a 0-0, or an 0-1, which we don't need. So, Voracious Hydra gone forever under the seal away. Whoa. That was weird. Hello. And I like a Palladium Mirror here. What do you mean, stop it now? Maybe I missed a line, but I didn't, like... If I try to kill it when it's on the stack, it still exiles it. Oh, doing the inverse thing? But it still leaves and comes back, right? No, it's got new language. It doesn't work the way you think, Scott. Does it? It never leaves? Are you sure it never leaves? Huh. Well, I kind of still like having Bronte for the combo piece anyway. I believe you. I'm just clarifying so I understand, like making sure I understand what even the question is, right? All right, we're going to leave the Bastion because it's not a super concern for us right now. And with that draw especially, we just get to crack a Mind Stone and then at least cast it for free with the Scholar. Oh, Shark Typhoon is interesting, but we can't... There's still nothing to cast with it, so I just like going back to the Scholar here. And yeah, you want to start... You want to stack block on all of them? That's fine. Actually, I'm going to stay back. I don't like the quad block against us. It forces us to use the Brontodon on Bastion right now, and I'm not sure I want to do that yet. Now, we definitely send the flyer, and I could, again, threaten with the Bronte, but I just like having the Brontodon actually hanging around as a threatened naturalize. And making a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 Shark Typhoon. It's the clock is the clock, so... Actually, probably not even making a 9-9. We'll probably make a like a 7-7 and Mind Stone. Although in 9-9 does make it a 2-turn clock if they take care of the Scholar. Yeah, sure, I'll do max Typhooning. And then draw a card on Mind Stone next turn. Ape is pretty good, too, in terms of dealing with the Bastion. Maybe makes me want to go ahead and send the Brontodon in, trade off here. Now, yeah, I think it's now time. Oh, I can even fight one of these, and then Brontodon has a clean attack anyway, so let's do that. Although I could also draw with the stone first. Let's do that first. That's true. I might just be playing into Wrath, but it feels like not Hat's plan. So I guess I'm not playing around Wrath because it doesn't feel like Hat's plan, but maybe I'm making a mistake. Do we have a human? If we had a human, we could at least save Kogla. But yeah, I suppose if there's a board wipe now, I'll feel pretty silly. I am not playing around it just because of deck plan. Although there's a turn on which Hat wiping the board wins him the game because of all the triggers. So yeah, that's fair. Well, it'll be justice if I've overextended and Hat punishes me for it. I'll at least take out the Bastion on the way out. No instant speed Wraths besides the Settle we've already seen in this pod, and also 2 mana away from being able to cast the Ondu's Spland, the 8 mana Wrath Sweeper Spland. I guess we find out. Did Ryan overextend? Nope, I got lucky. Or he is not on that plan. What do we want in this matchup? Stomping seems okay. A lot of little things we could squash that are combo pieces. You know, we've got Cruel Celebrant. Well, I guess only Cruel Celebrant is the only card, not token. Essence Scatter. A lot of non-creatures, to be honest. Only one creature we saw really that whole matchup. Yeah, Traxos just isn't worth it. I don't think it's reliable enough on an untap. We have a lot of ways to do it. It'd be kind of interesting. But this may be a run it back matchup, at least for now. I guess the only thing tempting me is like the Stomp. But it's, again, not even really... Well, let's look at things that are in our colors. And once you do that, you see there's actually not that much. You can look at some artifacts, but just running it back. I'm on 2-1 right now versus chat. All right, this is a nice keep. And we do want more land. We do need more green at some point, but Kiora effectively gives us a second green, so I'm going to keep the island. Hopefully not doing anything. I'm trying to think of what hat could play that I'd want to into the royal for no value. I mean, Luris, like, even that's just not... I mean, Luris comes at Beckoner, it's true. But I think we just want to go Kiora into Hydra to fight it.
Not to brag, but my friend's kind of a big deal. You're making me crabby.
Woof. Good one, hat. Probably giving up Kiora. Let's see. We at least get eventually Vivian to take care of the Bastion. Kiora is going down here, though. So let's go ahead and Hydra to kill Luris. And then Kiora will be attacked down to death, but will eat something. I think that's the best we got.
I love to make a splash.
Make sure there's not a reason to underdo this, but yeah, this is fine. X is 3. Expecting the flunge at Kiora. That's what I would do, not knowing anything else. Ah, you don't even have to... Hat doesn't even have to give up a creature.
Just gonna slip away.
We're gonna... Let's see. If we go Vivian minus, we just lose Vivian to the counterattack from these creatures. So we're gonna go Thrashing, hold up... into the Royal / Thrashing activation. I like this because it's defense against a bunch of weenies. If Hat goes to kill the Brontodon, we at least take the Bastion out on the way. Blocking all day long. History. Again, Hat with the no creature deck. Let's see, do we... I guess we could into the Royal the Knight token. We're pretty hard up for action here. Kind of like into the Royal the Knight token, Vivian Reed the history, and then I think I certainly like into Royal Knight token at the very least. Let's start there and then see what we draw. All right, more land. We can cycle a Shark Typhoon to have another blocker. Or we can Vivian minus kill history, and then Vivian's dead to the all-out swing. We could also hardcast Typhoon and know that we have Vivian Reed and eventually Lay Claim coming up. All right, at 14. The other thing is we tap out on Brontodon, so if Hat kills Brontodon, we don't get to take out Bastion. But I'll do the Typhoon. Certainly a fun way to win a game if we can pull it off.
Every death is an opportunity to increase my influence.
Yeah, Bronte can't quite die. Now we have to decide what we're doing here. I think we have to go... I'm going to go for it all. We're going to ditch Vivian, go for the basic land draw, and lay claim Liliana. All right, that's what's going to happen here. Going for the lay claim. If we miss, we can at least cycle it, right? Or we draw something else to cast. So, bye, Viv.
I really don't care about your plans.
Sea Dasher Octopus, you say? Well, that's not what we wanted, though. Although we can discard it to Lily. Maybe I'm supposed to cycle it, though? Sea Dasher can flash in and eat one of those things. I think I'm going to be greedy and say no attacks, pass, and go ahead and just discard the Octopus to the Lily if put to that test. Also, Lily can now minus to kill Brontodon, but if Lily goes for that, we're going to sack to take out Bastion. We could do that. Yeah, we could sack and kill sack to kill the Bastion now. But it is holding off the rest. I mean, this isn't a 4-3 forever, gang. This sets back to a 2-2, and Hat's not attacking the other stuff. There's like not necessarily things to get through with. So I'm actually going to take this. It's risky. We're down low. I know. But I'm... Ooh, now there's something to lay claim to. Mickey. On 1. Come on, deck.
My way.
All right, fine. Be that way, deck. Now we probably got to cycle the lay claim. Yeah, F you, deck. F you. Now I think we're done for. Lily was the right card at the right time, or we had this one. And to be fair, we got greedy. Maybe if we just cycle the Typhoon, we're fine. Instead, we have a Typhoon. We spent 6 mana and have done literal 0. 6 mana, throw away a card. How does that sound, everybody? Kind of want to scoop and go to game 3. I just don't know what we're even trying to do here. chumping there, taking out the Bastion, and having a snack. Actually, I should have a snack over here. No, Gear Hulk is about lack of instants. Again, I can't stress this enough. The blue Gear Hulk gets instants only, not instants and sorceries. Instants only. Yes, and it also triggers off Vivian and artifacts, so... And it also just cycles, like, you're playing Shark Typhoon in a deck with no instants or sorceries. I am. If I'm playing blue and I have no instants or sorceries, well, I don't know what happened. But in that case, I'm still cycling, still playing this to cycle for a shark. Reggie is pretty scary. Maybe and Mikaeus. Maybe I'm just thinking about the Essence Scatter. It's just most of the deck is not creatures. I'm just going to run it back and try to play play my game on the play and get him dead before Hat can do his thing. All right, no blue yet, but I'm keeping this with Kiora, Archive, and Ape. Well, definitely one of the times it's correct to cast the Shark Typhoon is when you're streaming and going for some fun lulz against your viewers. Cool, we found a 2-drop to play. I like it. Found some blue. I also like that. I'm going to Kiora, untap Island, and opt at the end of their turn. Kind of telegraphs that we have opt in the sense that I didn't untap a green source for the ooze. That's all right. Land, you say? Could use some more of that, especially blue, but with the... I don't think we need to keep it on top. We'll find another island naturally somewhere along the way. And here... Well, I was going to go Hedron Archive, but actually I'm going to go Questing Beast now, since Questing Beast will trigger Kiora and give us 2 shots at a land for the Hedron Archive, for the Ape next turn. And we got it on the first try. That's nice. Could untap a land, but there's literally nothing we can do with it, so we would just be bluffing Hat, which is not worth it. What do they get? What does he get for free? Oh, I almost gacked that. You remember? I was like, I should take that from somebody, and I didn't. But that's okay, because it's dead. Oh, actually, I can do it this way. I don't even need to use Kiora, right? Nice, and by finding that line, we actually give ourselves a sailor play.
One drop ripples and grows.
Which I like over the ooze. Again, we're telegraphed, but what you gonna do about it, Hat? Yeah, you know I have sailor. You know you're missing a sweet Styx meme. That's all right. Hat'll catch it on the replay. You know he's gonna watch this. Hi, Hat. Come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me, lads. What's this about? What's going on? Why is this attack? Are we sweeping? Are we getting swept? If this were a sweeper attack, this servo would come as well, right? What's going on? I don't trust you, Hat, but I'm taking it. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know. Like, the one back has got me flummoxed. I don't know what that's about. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for non-creatures, 7 for creatures. We can go Hedron Archive for. Oh yeah, we can go. Let's go Hedron Archive Sovereign. Right. And then untap. Make sure I got this. Untap, and we play. Oh wait, it's not enough, is it? Did I math this wrong? I think I mathed this wrong. Because we go 4, we get. Yeah, we're 1 short. Sorry, don't have enough. True is all over it. So instead, I'm just going to go Sovereign Kill, or we could also Inscription Bounce. I think Sovereign Kill is good though. Oh yeah, we can tap Archive and untap it. Yeah, okay, we can. We just have to do it that way. Good call, chat. You figured it out.
Let's get moving.
We'll trade the ooze. I guess we don't trade the ooze. We can't kill them this turn, so there's no reason to trade the ooze. Oh, I guess we could. Yeah, they still get to block though. That's the thing. They still get to chump the Kogla, so we didn't have a win. But I suppose with the force chump, I could have sent the ooze because there wasn't the double block available. So I should have sent the ooze. I forgot that this was going to create different blocks. Could play this as land, but I don't see the need for that either. I'm just gonna now I'm gonna play scared in case of a sweeper. We'll want this as a creature at 3 life. Even a 1/1 can be scary post sweep. Yeah, kicked insight would be good, but if we need the insight, unkicked insight is going to be good because we're just going to clear the blockers and win, right? I don't think we need to kick the insight. And this is more important to me to have some sort of game in the case of a sweep. Here's this attack again. I'm going to no block it again. I don't know. I just don't see why I should block here. I don't know what it might be. So Kogla goes away, but boy, that's bright. Ah, there we go. He was Vengeful Rebel. It is all explained now. All right, I got the hat. Managed to win the split. Good game, Hat. Interesting stuff there. Cube is quite the brain breaker. Appreciate you all playing with me. Let's hop to Soapbox, though, and sign off for YouTube purposes. Hey, YouTube friends. It was a legit Arena Cube draft, except we got 4 matches instead of 3. We paid 0 gems or gold to enter. We got to play in pod, and I got to play with people I know and like. Awesome. Great fun. Thanks, everybody. Tight games in a lot of cases. There was one match that was pretty whatever, a lot of non-games in one of them. But overall, I thought the Magic today was a ton of fun. Thank you so much for everybody who took the time to play, draft and play with me today. Appreciate that. And especially those who took the time to draft but didn't get to play. Thank you for understanding. And we will catch you after the holiday. I'm going to take a little break now. YouTube friends, there should still be some content up over the long holiday weekend. But I am now off until the Monday after Christmas, and I'll see you next week. Yeah. Remember my sponsors, Card Kingdom and Oni Spumoni over at Spumoni Works. Remember that Go Shopping discount code. And hit that like button before you say farewell, YouTube friends. Bye.